Barada, good morning. On this day of national reflection, I wanted to reflect with you for just a few moments about the year that we have all shared together. That's where the national mind will go today. What has been happening over these last 12 months since the very first COVID lockdown was put into place. And in my reflections, that includes what an extraordinary year it is that we've had together. There's no doubt that COVID is not yet gone. We will live with its impact possibly for years to come. And yet I do believe that this first year is extraordinary, that it won't be repeated, that what comes ahead won't be like what we have known in all these months of lockdown and having to get our heads round sometimes incredibly stressful situations. You have known your own bereavements, your own challenges, your own stresses, and I think we should acknowledge that it has been extraordinary. But it's also been a year of extraordinary achievements in the diocese and in your life. If you reflect back, you'll see how much you've managed to do to keep the nature of church alive and offered to people in the community. And I want to pay tribute to that because it has been a year of achievement. It's also been a year of funerals, and I recognise, partly because whenever I talk to you're almost certainly telling me about some of the funerals you're either going to or you've just taken. It seems to me, I've no numbers for it, but it seems to me that there have been a great deal more funerals this year, and of course they've been much crueler. You have had to carry the burden of funerals, the like of which you never would have wanted to take. Families not able to attend, grief that's not been able to been expressed properly. And so again, I want to thank you because you have been at the centre of this human pain. The kind of deaths that you have been part of, on the edge of, or listening to people describe, must have taken an enormous toll on you. And in your own reflection, and I hope you do give time to reflect on this last year, I hope that you somewhere find time in this next week or two to prayerfully think back over this last year. And there will have been an enormous toll to it. It's important that we admit the toll that has been taken. It's all right to feel done in by it. It's all right to feel exhausted, to feel that actually you don't know where you're going to get the capacity to go forward. It's all these sensations are common to us. And it's really important that you have no sense of shame or reluctance to admit the toll that this COVID year has taken. On the contrary, your vulnerability not only is part of you, but it's also a gift that will help you in your pastoral ministry and in your relationships with one another. Some of us may be feeling quite angry. Some of us may be feeling that we're right at the end of our coping. I would ask you to reach out and make sure that your colleagues and that those who need to know how you are, truly, honestly, how you are. Because your ministry is so much valued, and it really is safe to be weak at this time. It is what people know has been the product of a COVID year. So feel safe to be able to say that either you have no more to give or that you need help. Next week we come together in our hybrid Chrism Mass at 10:30 on the morning of Maundy Thursday. There are a few representatives who've already been invited to join me in the cathedral Most of us will join online, and the details for that are coming your way in the next day or so. I really hope that you will make that a priority. I know it's very strange to worship together without being under the roof of the cathedral. But what we do that morning, as we know year by year, is that we enter into the powerlessness of Christ. In that moment, he hands over all his glory, all his capacity, all his ability, even as a human being, to choose his own way. He hands himself over and becomes entirely weak and passive and at the hands of cruel men. And together, in that context, we reaffirm our ordination vows together. I hope you'll be with me on that morning. I look forward very much to that occasion, which draws the diocese together and which draws us together in the renewal of our ministry. Thank you.